Mark, so let's start with, you made the decision to come back for your senior year.
Yes, sir.
What went into that choice?
It was really just a personal choice. I got another year to be able to do this thing, here under Coach Cristobal, and I just wanted to take that opportunity.
And when it comes to the running back room, the entire band is back together. Everybody stayed. What's that like to have that continuity, to have all your brothers back?
Well, I feel like that shows you what type of guys are in the room and what type of, thing that we're building here. So the fact that, every single running back came back, and there's only one guy, one or two guys who could be on the field at a time. So that just shows how special our bond is and what we're focused on building here.
You obviously made that decision to come back pretty early in the playoff run.
Yeah.
But how nice was it kind of like making that decision, especially having the unfinished business after the Natty?
Yeah, no, it was, we didn't finish it, that wasn't the goal, but it was already made up in my mind that I was going to come back and do 4 years. I just, not to say that I wasn't happy with how I was performing, felt like I underperformed. But it was just the fact I just wanted to come back and play with these guys, play under this team, and I had another opportunity to do it, just, be a true senior, and I wanted to take that opportunity.
What was the recovery process like for you in the offseason? You got a lot of carries during the playoff runs, a lot of hard runs. What was just the recovery and healing process over the last couple months?
Well, I'll say I enjoyed it. I had some good massages, cold tubs, and I'm just ready to go now.
Mark, what are your initial impressions of Coach Upshaw?
Hey man, I almost said something, but hey, he a great guy. He just comes in, he's a pro, and he just letting us be free. He's not coming here to create any robots, and heard a lot of great things about him, and he's been nothing but good for us.
Mark, you took your game to another level.
Yes, sir.
Playoffs. You look faster.
Yes, sir.
What do you attribute that to?
I just attribute that to, I really attribute that to my brother. I just cleared up my mind space. People, a lot of people say, oh, man, Mark must have been healthier. No, I was feeling the exact same. I just cleared my mental up and just went to go have fun. Stop thinking so much. As athletes, we just so hard on ourselves, especially the best ones, we just so hard on ourselves, critique ourselves to just make us frozen out there. And the only thing that y'all seen was a clear-headed Mark Fletcher. That's all it was.
Now that we have seen that part of Mark Fletcher, what is the next step for Mark Fletcher?
Go out there, go have fun, let God handle it. Whatever's going to happen next year is going to happen. My thing is to just control what I can control. And, man, I get to play for the Miami Hurricanes again, one more year. So, man, it's a blessing. I'm just going to go have fun.
Is there anything you learned about how to get to that level? Is it something, pregame thing you want to do to kind of keep it, yourself clear-headed, things like that, kind of make sure you're staying at that level?
I mean, it's really just trusting in myself, knowing, how far I came, all the things I done been through, the trials and tribulations, and, man, it's just I'm a dog, I'm a great man of God, and I came back from so much adversity, and, man, it's just time to go show everybody what I could do and just have fun. That's it.
Mark, what's your...
Mario said that, the momentum never stopped, because everyone's always asking, how do you keep the momentum going from the success? What do you hope to get out of spring ball, knowing all the experience that you have, and also stepping into that leadership role for one last year?
Yeah, just continue to get better at every single thing, off the field, on the field. Like you said, just continue to better my leadership, becoming more vocal. Even though I find myself as a pretty vocal guy, I feel like I can still give a little more. But, yeah, just get overall better, overall. Yeah.
What's your initial thoughts on Darian, how he's been able to command the locker room, command the offense?
He just came in here, he came like a pro, came here to chill, just ready to work, humble guy, and everybody just ready to roll behind him.
Do you see any similarities between him, Cam, Carson?
The fact that you even said that, you already know some similarities between him and Cam for sure. I feel like, the playmaking ability, that's what I'll say, but yeah, everybody see that, yeah, but he dare you.
Mark, just what is that process, third year in a row of transfer quarterbacks coming in, just what is the process of getting acclimated with a new guy and having to basically re-go through that cycle? Obviously, he's a veteran guy, but just to be able to get the chemistry and get on the same page.
Well,
does it get any easier for the rest of the offense after having to do this for a couple of years already?
Yeah, I think we've been blessed to have 3 great quarterbacks here already, so I feel like, we're just blessed to be in that position, but just like anything, I come in here, get in their head, trying to just learn anything, how he wants me to be there for him, and we just all want to help him be successful, because that's going to help everybody else be successful. So it's pretty easy job for me to just come in there, what's up, my boy, introduce myself, and now we just working.
Mark, was it hard to, the transition into spring? Like, did it creep up on you? Were you like, oh my gosh, spring ball is here? Or you kind of like,
it came quick. Like, it's here. It came real quick. But this is what we do, and I'm just ready to go back to work.
Mario obviously talked about the momentum, but he also said that this is a fresh start. How much are the leaders kind of making sure the guys that have come in know that, like, you made it to the national championship, but it's not that easy?
Yeah, no, it's 2025 is over with. Like, that quick. It's over with. This is a new team, new people. And, it's just a better mindset. I won't say a new mindset, but, a better mindset to know that we have to finish. And we're just trying to get those freshman guys, acclimated to that, and those guys transferring in from different colleges with a different culture. So we're just showing them the way Miami does it.
Mark, what did you see from Javian Mallory on his first day of practice?
That boy like that. He's a GOAT. He's just getting the ball. He's just going to run. And I'm just so happy that he came. This is the perfect time for him to come. He has great guys in front of him like myself, Jalal, Pringle, Marty, Walden. Like, he has so many great guys to look up to. It's just, he's going to be the next big back here. I'm telling you.
Mark, you mentioned earlier that you use the phrase of showing people what you can do.
Yes, sir.
Do you have individual goals, something you're trying to achieve this year to stack on what you've done already?
Nah, no, sir. Like, I always go into a season with no personal goals. I don't know why. Like, I really can't even answer that for you. That's just how I am as a person, I guess. I just really just want to no personal goals football-wise. Of course, I want to be a better leader. That's what I could say. I want to be a better leader, and I just want to continue to just getting better each and every day. No individual goals like I want to get this amount of yards or something like that. Like, it just, I know everything gonna play out how it needs to play out.
What does being a better leader look like to you? When you say that, how do you envision it? How can you be?
I envision it because I'm not gonna wake up every day and feel good. I'm not gonna wake up every day and be, this energetic person, but I'm still gonna have to speak and say when things are not right, and say if I see something wrong, I'm still gonna have to be that guy to, step up and show people that way even when I'm not feeling like it. So I feel like I could be better at being consistent on those days when I'm not feeling it, or I come in here a little bit more tired than usual. I still gotta, Mark, come on, you still gotta be that leader. So I'll say that.
How challenging is that? I think we could all relate when you don't feel essentially at your best, but
yes, sir.
A lot of expectations from everybody else on you.
Yeah, no, it's hard, but you don't gotta make it hard. You don't gotta think of it as that way. You can just think of it as a great opportunity and a great privilege. I'll say that people even looked at me to be that type of leader on some good and bad days. So I'll look at it as a good thing. Like, this is what I'm just called to do. So I'll just do it with a smile on my face.
Mark, what have you seen from Jordan? I mean, last year obviously didn't go the way I'm sure he planned.
Yes, sir.
To stick with it, stay in a crowded room and not leave like some people might have. How did you see him kind of handle last year, and what did you see from him coming into spring?
Well, I feel like that shows you the type of person he is. He's a very humble guy, just hard works. A lot of people telling him he should have left, he could have did this, could have did that with the way things went, but he didn't listen to anything of that. He believed in himself, and he canceled all that out, and he just continued to work. He's going to show you guys a lot this year, so I'm just very proud to be his teammate.
Does he look different to you than he did a few months ago? Are you seeing the progress?
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely seeing him just be happier. That's what I can say, seeing him be happier. But Jordan's always been Jordan. He's a great back. I've seen what he did his freshman year, so he just got to get back to it. That's it, get them opportunities again. Y'all see it.
The physical.
Oh yeah, no, he's big, man. He's Jordan, man. He's big, and he's fast still. So he's him. He's doing his thing.
What are your impressions on the offensive line? Obviously, a lot of turnover there, but we know what Coach Mirabel's able to do with those guys. Just your thoughts on the group that's going to be in front of you?
Yeah, no, they're gonna be gangsters again. Get people out the way, finish plays, and like Coach Mirabel, Coach Cristobal, they own them guys 25/8. I can't even say 24/7. Like they don't get no break. Like the play O-line here is dang near like the military. Honestly, like them boys is the hardest workers in the building. Earliest here, latest to leave. So it's just a blessing to be a running back behind people who work hard like that.
Mark, how special was it to see Ruben Bain yesterday have his pro day and see him succeed in front of all these scouts?
Yeah, no.
The guy that you came in with.
Yeah, it's inspiring. It's inspiring. Definitely got me, juiced up, and I'm just so proud of him. I seen all the work. I seen everything he did. Like he set up a platform for us. Honestly, like he set up a good blueprint for how things should look, how things should go. And hey, man, I was so happy to be his teammate, and hopefully I could just, join him again on the next level.
How was your first spring practice 2026? How'd you feel?
It was amazing. I'm just trying to focus on
playing right tackle and getting better and getting my group better and leading. So this is my last year. So I'm just focused on leading and building my craft, being able to play every position. So.
There's going to be a lot of moving parts on the O-line around you compared to the last couple of years. What are your impressions on some of the guys, whether they were here last year and they're moving into bigger roles, or some of your the new young guys coming in? How you feel about all that?
Yeah, so we had so many vets last year. It was easier last year to lead the group, but now we got a lot of young guys. I got to take accountability and make sure I'm pushing myself and everybody else. So it's a lot different. We just need guys to keep stepping up, keep working, and everybody did good the first day, and we're just gonna keep getting better.
What's it like for you? I mean, obviously, like you said, you kind of just touched on it. A lot of veterans for the last couple of years. Now, to be the veteran yourself, just what's that like for you?
It's different. I've just seen how to do it, and there's a way to do it, and I know exactly how to do it, and I just got to take it from there and keep going and just keep getting better. So, I mean, it's easy for me now that I've seen Coop, CC, Kel, James. There's a lot of guys that I've watched and played with. So it's just they set the example, and I got to meet that example for this year.
I know you guys cross-train a lot on the offensive line, but what are the biggest challenges going from, or maybe just biggest change from going from guard to tackle, and also from left side to right side?
Yeah, tackle, of course, you got to be more mobile, and you're doing a lot of dancing with guys that are a lot more athletic than you, so it's different for sure, and especially going from left to right side, flipping your feet, it's a little different, but I'm just getting better, so that's all I'm working on, just keep building my craft. So.
There are a lot of eyeballs, obviously, on Jackson because he was the number one tackle in the country in high school.
Right.
How's he sort of come in, and do you see shades of CC in him? CC and him, because we're obviously both number one.
Yeah, they're different for sure, but he's doing a great job. He wants to learn, he wants to get better. It's just they both have that same mindset, but I would say they're different players though at the same time. But he's doing a great job. He's listening, he's learning. This is his first spring, so. He's doing a good job.
One of the things that stood out to me, the offensive line last year, all 5 guys, were healthy. They played, all you guys, 6 guys really with you and Samson.
Yeah.
It's you guys have built a lot of chemistry together. Now with so many people rotating in, different positions, different, a lot of different players getting potential, fighting for playing time and stuff. Just how do you guys build that chemistry when things are still working themselves out like that?
Yeah, so we're old linemen. Nobody's a certain position, so we don't see each other oh, you're right tackle, oh, you're left guard. So we always cross-train, we always practice everything, right tackle, right guard, everything. So it's just we're building chemistry just because we all know that we could play anything. So it's not like we're playing a certain position.
And then rotating at left guard with Samson last year, just what was that like? I mean, was it competitive between you guys? Did you guys have fun with it? What was that?
Yeah, we had fun with it. Of course, it was competitive, going in the fall and stuff like that. But we never hated each other or anything like that. And, it was always love. We knew this is what Coach wanted, and we trusted what Coach had for us. So. Yeah.
After making it to the title game last year, I know this year's this year, last year's last year, but to get to the title game, to get so close, how much fuel did that push on you over the offseason and to getting you wanting to get back out here to try to take that final step?
Oh yeah, I have a huge edge on my shoulder. Just the emotions I felt after that game, I promised myself I'd never feel that again. So I'm pushing my team, I'm pushing my group to get back on that stage and actually win the game.
What was it like not to have to go against Bain and Mesidor?
Those guys are amazing. I mean, I guess I would like to go against them, but I know I was playing guard, but because it's always good to get better. So, but I didn't have to go with them as much. Maybe some overload front and in practice, but I didn't go against them as much. So, but it was fun.
Who are some of the guys on the D line? Obviously not Bain and Mezzi, but who are some of the guys on the D line that have really stood out to you? Hey, these two aren't here, but these guys are going to be just as big of a force to be reckoned with.
One, I would say, because I'm playing tackle, the defensive end is Damon for sure. He's came in as a transfer. He's led the group, and he's doing a great job. And he's a really good craft. He can do a lot of things. So he's a really good player. He's one of the guys that stood out to me.
Damon's obviously a guy who, entering the portal, was one of the bigger names, and then being able to secure him was huge for us. But what makes him so special? What about his game sets him apart from any other player that you've played against?
I would say his work ethic for sure, because all he wants to do is work and just lead the group, and it just stands out. I saw it as soon as he came here, he was comfortable, and he's not he doesn't have an ego because he did well in Mizzou, but he came in here he's humble, but
he pushes the group. So I think really his work ethic. Like he really wants to be good. He really wants to push the group. So that makes it different for sure.
What have you seen from the guys who are going into their second year? Guys like Max Buchanan, Jaden, Juan Minaya, but there's a few of them. But just what have you seen from them? How have they grown since maybe getting here a year ago?
Okay, so they've seen the example like the last couple of years, and like they're ready to go. Like they want to get better too. Like they know they have to step up. Like we don't have as many vets as we did last year, so they know like what it takes. They've seen it just like I did, and they're ready to go. They're just working like we all are. So
we'll do 3 more questions if we have them.
What's been the O-line's official or initial feeling on Darian over the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great leader. I mean, like we hang out with him outside of football. It's not just like we are just like in the facility just like working with him. He's a good person outside of football as well, and he's a great leader. And he came in humble as well, just like I would say with Damon. Like they just wanted to come in and lead and just hungry to work. This is great. It's what we need.
Feels like it's a tradition for the quarterback to take the O-lineman out to eat somewhere. Did Darian kind of do the same thing with you guys? Come in here and say, we're taking you out somewhere?
Yeah, but he would even have him like us come to his crib and stuff like that. Like we don't even have to go out to eat. Like just as long as we're together, like we like anything. Like it's just not specifically eat. Even though we're big guys, like that's sometimes we gotta lay off that a little bit. But yeah, we just anything really. It's not even something specific. Like we've been out to eat. Like we've been out together. Like. Just building chemistry all together.
He's taking care
with Bain and Mesidor leaving, could you give the fans a D lineman that you think is going to step up that they maybe haven't seen that much of?
That's been here?
Yeah, that's been here.
Armando and Hayden, I would say. On the edges, is that what you're talking about? Just edges? Yeah. I would say Armando and Hayden, they're doing a great job. They've been here, and they're ceiling is through the roof, so they just got to keep working. So they're great players.
We have question or time for one more question.
Talk about Max a little bit. He's a young guy that made a lot of progress last year. Now you guys are looking for more from him. What can you say about Max?
Well, he's doing a great job. I mean, like he's exactly seen an example of what we did last year and what the leaders on our O-line have done, and he's been working, and that's all it is just work. Like he's focused, he's locked in, and he's been working on his craft. He's playing at right guard, so that's what he's been playing. So he's comfortable, so he's just keep getting better. So. Yeah.
Hey Ryan, how was the first day of practice?
It was good. We were competing out there. It was fun to be flying around again, seeing all our guys out there, all the new guys. It's gonna look good.
And we were just talking to Matt McCoy, but like, just what have you seen from some of the younger guys? Both the freshmen and also like the guys who are now going into kind of their second year.
Yeah, the freshmen who came in, they're all eager to learn. Every single one of them is hungry. They have good work ethic. Obviously, under Coach Mirabal, you're not going to be able to slack. So they came in and they understood. They learned from the guys before, because some of those guys got here when we were in our playoff run. They just fall right in line. They know the standard. They are great kids, great people, great young men. But no, all of them are. I'm excited to see all of them grow. And then the last class, SJ, Max, Jaden, Demetrius, they're all taking the next step. I like to see them all. I love watching them practice. I love seeing them grow, and I help them as much as I can.
Ryan, a lot of new on this offense line with a lot of your guys from last year starting, going to the draft and all that. Just what do you think the potential of this group can be, and how quickly do you think you guys can build chemistry without having too much game reps together?
Yeah, of course. I mean, our practices we try to make it as close as a game. Obviously, it's not a game, but we're competing. We're going against great competition every day, and the defense switches up what they do. They're not going to give the same look every day, and we're working different things as well, and different looks, different situations where we got to be able to have chemistry and communicate, and all of that takes time and reps and practice. And I think by the season we'll be clicking.
Right, how much of a relief was it when you saw Mensa see that he could play?
No, Mensa's he's great. He uplifts everybody. Good vibe about him. You love watching him play, and when he's doing his thing, It's great to watch. But yeah, he's definitely going to lead us. It's going to be electric.
Define doing his thing first.
Doing his thing is being an athlete, being a playmaker, extending plays, seeing things. He's a smart kid, and just being a player, being a ball player.
You see any similarities between him and Cam or Carson? What are those, and then what are some things that he does that maybe the others didn't?
No, I definitely see similarities from both. From Cam, I see that playmaking ability, that extend the play ability, that athletic. He doesn't have to sit in the pocket to make a play. He's also accurate like Carson. Carson made great decisions. I thought he makes great decisions just like Carson as well, and Cam make great decisions as well. They're all great quarterbacks.
You've dealt with adversity in the form of injuries. What have you learned about yourself during that time? How has that made you a better football player?
I just never give up. Obviously, I could sit here and pout and be like, a transfer came in last year, or a transfer came in the year before. Things happen, but obviously I've dealt with it. I've overcame things. I've had to sit back and observe and learn and look in the mirror. And all throughout that, I've just learned, and I feel like I've become stronger and better as a man and as a player.
Defensively, who are some of the guys that you've seen really start to shine as being forces to be reckoned with? Obviously, no more Ruben, no more Mezzi. So who are some of the other guys?
Obviously, Ruben and Mezzi. I hate to see him go, but Jay Scott's going to have a great year. Jay Scott's going to do some big things that Damon from Missouri, Marquise Lightfoot, transfer from Ohio State, Jarquez Carter, he's impressing. We got a bunch of transfers who are making a name for themselves. Moten. I love our defense, I'm not going to lie.
Long time coming, man. It felt good. We got a lot of new pieces, so it was great to start that bond. Day one was smooth. It felt great.
After getting to the national championship last year, how much were you guys itching? I know it was only a couple months, but how much were you itching to get back out here?
I mean, last year is last year. That's the past. Last year definitely was a blessing, but me, like I always say, I think God made me a day-by-day type of dude. So I'm focused on this New Year's team. So but last year, of course, we wanted it, but it's what it is.
Who's standing out to you with the new DBs, whether it be transfers or freshmen? What are your impressions?
I think you got Cortez and JJ Dunningham. Those guys, I build those guys the most. JJ Dunningham is a God-gifted freak athlete. A big dude, can run probably the fastest on the team for real, if you ask me. And Cortez is a student of the game. That's pretty impressive. My freshman year I wasn't trying to be a student of no game, so those two guys really impressed me. Probably the best freshman I've seen for real.
And then just what was like the off-season conditioning like for you guys? Obviously playing 16 games, it's a lot of it's tough on everyone's bodies. Just what was the conditioning and everything like over the last 6 weeks or whatever it's been?
The standard is a standard. Work is work always, but the standard is a standard. It's always gonna be hard, and it's just hard work.
How different is it for you? Now having a year in the program, obviously the defense. What kind of comfort level is that for you?
That's a big deal, So now I can kind of be a teacher to the young guys and stuff like that. So it's a big deal. It's a confidence of knowing what you're doing, when to do it. So I feel very comfortable.
What would you say the biggest point of emphasis for you, especially during the offseason, was on your growth?
The biggest, ask again? That's a good question.
During the offseason, what was the biggest thing that you worked on to get better for this year?
I really think everything, really. The techniques of being a DB, my breaks, angles, just watching film, more and more film. I became a student of the game. So I say, angles, technique stuff.
On the other side of the ball, what's been your first impression of Darian Benson?
Oh, man. Tough dude to go against. He's smart as ever. I feel like he know our plays. He just got here, but tough dude to go against. Can fit the ball in tight windows. A confident dude making whole shot throws. A very impressive dude.
And then you mentioned some of the freshmen. Just what's been your first impression of Omar Thornton?
Oh man, that's my dog. That's Matty dog. He a hard hitter. He's very impressive. A smart dude too. He came in, learned the playbook very fast. And, he's a great player.
You and Bryce are now sort of the in-house veterans in that safety group. Just how much did the two of you sort of bounce off each other last year? How much did it help to have someone like him to work with, and how comfortable do you feel like the two of you could be as a tandem this year?
That's my brother. As time goes on, of course you build bonds. That's my brother. I feel like we could be a great tandem, but it's a competition. No spot is set in stone. They made that very known. So it's a competition. We have to see.
We had pro day yesterday. Jacoby, Keontae, just what did they do in terms of like a veteran leadership standpoint last year, and what were some things you were able to pick up from them as you now sort of move into that role a bit?
That's a good question. With Jacoby, I feel like I learned to be fearless. You know, that's a fearless dude. I mean, he can be going against a bull. He gonna take it the same if he was going against a rabbit. With Keontae, I feel like I learned, like, no matter the circumstance, you know, he's going to keep going. He's a positive dude. We could be down 60. He's still gonna have the mindset like, go out there and let's win. You know, so I think I picked that up from those two guys.
Which receivers gave you the best battles today?
Today, I mean, of course you got Mally, but Mally, I think the freshman Vance is going to be really good. I seen Kevin Vaughn, that's my boy. We played together at Jack State. He made a couple plays. But today I can say Malachi Vance in the slot.
Zach, how much of a relief is it when you see the quarterback and he's legit?
I mean, it's a bit of a relief, you know, to know that the offense is in good hands. I mean, it's a blessing for sure to be around great minds and great players, for real.
What do you think your 40 time in Burt would have been, or what is it going to be in a year?
Oh man, God's willing. I hope I get. Keontae got 44, right? So I hope I get like 45, maybe. I hope I get like under 4.3, hopefully. God's willing.
Zach, you talked about Cam Vaughn, just your relationship. What was your relationship like at Jacksonville State, and what's it like having him as a teammate again?
You know, we came in at Jack State together, so I mean, that's my brother. You know, we kept in contact even when he was at Dub V. So I mean, that's my brother. You know, at Jack State we were very tight. I think I stayed in 319, and he stayed in 318. So that's my dog. We always played the game together. Was always playing basketball with each other. So that's my dog.